Hey guys, I thought I would go ahead and make a video specifying my issues, with the web sign-in and the things going on out there. Just to clear the air about like why I'm doing it. I'm not out there trying to harass them or give them a problem. I just feel like if they're gonna ask the document or ask the public for their documents, the public should come and ask them for theirs. Especially all that's been going on out there in the past. I don't feel that you should have to come to a public place and show papers to be able to use it when it's taxpayer owned and funded, and everyone has a right to come there. Especially when you consider that if you read their own waiver here for Babcock Webb. Look, I got this off of their own website. They've made it known that you've already given up the liability by coming out there. That's something that's already been established. They've made the public aware about it by posting it on their website. I'm not a lawyer, but I think that that's enough to get them out of anything. They could just as easily take this warning that they put on their flyer for the range and put it on those signs that say all users must check in and put that out by the gate, to inform the public without taking down people's driver's license numbers and address, phone number, have them fill out forms, especially when that can be used as a tool for the government to come and confiscate people's guns. Or for someone else to come up there and do a public records request whenever they decide that they have to comply because they're a government organization under Florida law and they're in Florida, contrary to what people that work there think, that they own the gun range and they don't have to answer to anyone and they're basically rogue. Which I'm getting there. You've been seeing my public records request. It first started out they wouldn't give shit. Now they're letting me see the sign-in sheets. On and on and on. I'm talking to Mr. Kimmer. I've actually got emails here from Mr. Klein, who runs the range. This is all stuff that I'm going to be bringing out there soon when I do my little demonstrations and my petition gathering. It says that they should be releasing that information to me, but for some reason they refuse. Let me go grab that email. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, guys, see, now here's a print off of the emails that I've had with Mr. Klein. He's the section leader. He's the guy at the top of the totem pole. He controls what everyone does out there, Mr. Otto included. Now, see, Mr. Otto has been forwarded all this stuff. He should know. Let's see, I'll read you one little excerpt out of here. This is pretty long. Like I said, I'm going to have it at my table. I got it at the range. If you guys want to come and read it. That's part of my mission, is also to educate the public out there. This is page 2. Now this is after several emails of Mr. Klein, phone calls with him, wanting to see public records, blah blah blah. After speaking with you before, I thought we had the issues at Webb shooting range all sorted out. This is obviously not the case. I have a right to film and record of public officials while they are performing their duties. Gilk versus KENNETH. That's a very high court decision saying that you have the right to film public officials, that while they're engaged in their official duties, and gather the information about them, they understand what they're doing on the public's behalf. If these violations of my civil liberties and sunshine law violations do not cease immediately, I have no choice but to pursue litigation against the FWC. And that's true. I don't want to have to sue them to make them comply with the law the way they're supposed to. Release the public documents. If there's something in there that's exempt from public records law, can you please redact it and give it to me and not curse me and attack me and all these things that have gone on? Please. Please understand that I'm really trying to avoid civil litigation, Mr. Klein. Employees of FWC are public servants and have no right to privacy on the job. They certainly don't have the right to steal and seize property from citizens. As soon as I finish the backup audio portion of this encounter. I will send you a link to it as well. Thank you, and and me, Mr. McGuire. So I've sent Mr. Klein all these videos. You've seen them all. See what his response to this was. Let me see here. Here it is, right here. Next page. It says, Mr. McGuire, you are correct. I thought this was corrected. Unfortunately, our staff received some misinformation, big surprise, which was not corrected before your visit. This has since been clarified with all employees at Webb that are working in areas open to the public, like Webb Shooting Range. We apologize for the incident was not handled properly. If you wish to file a formal complaint, you may do so by contacting the officer of Inspector General. The information can be found at this link, and there's a link. Now, I did that, and that was a joke because the lady basically called me back and threatened that I'd go to jail if I was recording her, and all of this nonsense. Got a text message from someone. And she was a police officer, and that my conduct is what created their conduct, and all this nonsense. They're all in cahoots together. But anyway, enough with that. Like I said, you guys can read this. He goes on and on about how that I can access public records. And if you watch my video about my conversation with Mr. Klein, he says that too. The only thing they can redact is if someone is ex-law enforcement, something of that nature. But regular citizens like you and me, those records, see, when you do this waiver, and there you can see the places that I've highlighted. I'll try and put it up here. See if you can see. See, it says contractual obligation. This is a contract that you're making with the state of Florida. And it's been well established that contracts are not exempt from public records law. They are there for everyone to see. It's no different than, say, for instance, a private cleaning crew that comes to clean the courthouse. When they make a contract to work for X amount of dollars, that's public information, and anyone can come and view it. And that's the point I'm trying to drive home, is these forms that we fill out that, even ask our interest in pistol, rifle, shotgun, or whatever, that's helping to identify you as someone who at least supports the Second Amendment, if doesn't own guns, which we all know at least 95% of people that go out there own guns. Here's a link to how that Florida public records law works. This is from Pam Bondi. You can read all about it. I'm going to put links to all this in the description box if it'll fit. Now here's Florida public records law. Now, and like I said, I'm going to have this all on my desk out there. When I go out there, you guys can come. Feel free to read. I want people informed. And now, like I said, I don't trust these men to do their job. I mean, is anyone familiar with this? How that the guy, Glenn Nickel, who was managing it just before Otto, not even 6 months ago, was out there stealing and pocketing all the brass. Now, I'm going to have this at my table, obviously, too. Whole Herald Tribune article where they exposed him. This man's going to prison for stealing public funds under the guise of collecting this brass for a youth charity just to pocket it. Meanwhile, none of the money is given back to the range. And if you look at that range, you've got literally, if you go in the bathroom, there's a hole cut on the floor to shit through, and not even a sink to wash your hands, or a water fountain, or even a fucking picnic table out there, for crying out loud. And meanwhile, there's holes in all the netting when you're shooting. People's shell cases, that hit you in the head. This was all money that could have been given back to the range, and we built it up, expanded it, made it nice, paved the parking lot, done really nice things, and that was all shit on because someone had to violate the public trust and try and line their own pockets and not manage the range the right way. We shouldn't trust these people, and that's not even it. You've got people that were working there, poisoned by lead, that have gone sterile, young men in their 20s. Here's one of them right here. Like I said, this is all online. It's craziness, I mean, I feel like I'm justified going out and trying to ask questions and get documents and figure out why all this nonsense is going on. Just crazy. Back through here. But like I said, this isn't the Soviet Union. This isn't North Korea. You have a Second Amendment right. One of the few countries in the world that you can do this. And to me, it's unacceptable to go to a public place, taxpayer paid, that everyone has the right to go to, and then have to show ID and fill out this paperwork and be put in basically a de facto gun owner registry. I'm out there for us as gun owners. I'm trying to get this policy abolished, taken away, and these records destroyed, and have the range free again. Like it was. It's nonsense to me. I'm fighting for you and me and gun owners in general, and the right to not have to go out there and and have to identify yourself coming to a public place, man. And yeah, I think that's everything that I wanted to go over. One thing that I would like to touch on, and before this video is over, is I appreciate your guys' support, and I'm looking for more support. And anyone who wants to come out there with me and exercise free speech, protest this range, anything that you can do. I need someone who can teach me, or maybe for me, edit videos, film for us. Someone with technical knowledge, that'd be great, because I'm really lacking that. I'm trying to make up for it, learn as I go, but like I said, someone with that knowledge would be great. I'm doing a petition. This is the petition, to the Florida Wildlife Commission. You can pause the page if you guys want to read it, I guess. As you can see, I've got already one half a page on the front filled out. I've got another whole page filled out. On the back of that one, I got another whole page filled out. And this was only within about an hour and a half of me out there. I think it was last Tuesday that I was out there, of me collecting signatures. So I know that if we get a couple people out there doing petitions, protesting, getting these things signed, we can really, light a fire under their ass. I'm thinking if we can get about, I don't want to be too optimistic, 200 or 300 signatures, and then go submit that to the Florida Wildlife Commission, and we got a really good chance of getting rid of this registry that they're doing. All right, guys. So, like I said, if any of you guys want to come out there and be supportive, protest, let's get together. Either send me an email, or you can just put a comment in the box down there, and we'll go from there. We will organize, and we will get this taken care of, and we will take back our range. I want to take back our range. It does not belong to fucking Otto. It doesn't belong to the range guys. It doesn't belong to the FWC Nazi people. It belongs to you and me. It belongs to the citizens of the state of Florida. We have the right to come there and use it without all this nonsense and profiling and information grab and all this. So, alright guys, with that said, I'm going to end the video and just give this a couple thoughts, alright? Enjoy.